Hello, everybody. Welcome to Off the Cup with Hoppy and Hobbs from Studio 22 at the Real 22 Studios live.
Live.
Wait a minute. Are we live?
Live.
You're probably not watching it live, but it's live or listening live.
I'm listening live. Nope. Taking a nap.
Taking a nap. Today is the day after the first of 19 games between the Padres and the Dodgers in 2021. An insane game last night. We're going to go over that, plus a bunch of stuff that happened in baseball this week.
Bunch of stuff.
Really, really fun. But before we kick off to the other baseball stuff like Acuna and Rodon's no-hitter and Schwarber hitting an amazing
Absolute
ball last
yammy.
night, I want to talk about Ryan Weathers.
Ryan Weathers.
That is his name, right?
Yes.
That rookie pitcher for the
Yeah.
Padres.
Pretty good.
Not only can he pitch, apparently, like he just went and threw 3 2/3 against the Dodgers, his longest outing ever. He's been in the bullpen all year. Pitch is amazing. The dude can swing it.
I guess it's just one of those, I'm going to take my hacks.
But it looked real. He
Yeah.
looked like a major league hitter yesterday.
Yeah.
And then his previous at-bats this season. The guy can pitch, but maybe he can play left.
Well, and this is where, you need the DH. Guys that can rake, why not?
Yeah.
DH him.
So I was really impressed with Weathers. It was a great game. Tatis came back.
Yep.
Finishing his swing with 2 hands.
2 hands. 2-hand finish bomb.
Lots of good strikeouts from him. Some really nice errors and that 1 home run.
Well, he made that dive and play look great. And
yeah.
But so you give him a half a star.
Well,
Of a
it's
full star.
Experience tells you, yes, the second baseman was late, but you should have never thrown the ball,
Yeah.
even if he was standing on the bag.
I think we've talked about that. I mean, there's a clock. There's a do I take a chance
Not in that
type.
situation.
The game gets to that point of, okay, I have to take it. It's a do or die play. That situation, you probably eat it. He lays out, great play, looks beautiful, comes up,
Yeah, just take the run
eat
that
it,
you gave.
take a run.
You got a
Yeah.
double play set up.
Yep.
And instead, you throw the ball down the right field line, and extra run scores.
Not only that, at that point, you're 2-1.
Yeah, it's a close game.
2-1. You just hit a home run to take the lead. And then that play happens and the ball rolled. Next thing you know, before you know, it's 4-2.
Yeah.
Dodgers. And credit where credit's due. The Dodgers are relentless. Their depth is stupid. And everybody they run out there is good.
Yeah, but it turned around that the Padres, all the way up until the 12th inning, completely countered it.
Yes. And
never
so that
gave
was a
up.
great counter. I mean, that was a battle. That was like you punch me, I punch you. Right? You get 2 on me, I'm going to get 2 on you, and it was back and forth.
Yeah, and you figure that the Dodgers actually changed their rotation so they could go against the Padres number 5 with their
but hey, these games don't count. You can't win the division in April.
Yeah, when the number 8 hitter hit the home run and looked like they won the World Series. The games don't count.
The games don't really mean anything in April, but we're going to switch up our pitching rotation so we can go Buehler, Kershaw, Bauer.
Well, the Padres did it right. They said, this is our team, this is what we're doing, and it's a baseball game. Anybody can win. And they proved last night that they could go up with their number 5, who is out of the pen because of an injury to their real number 5, and they went out. He threw 3 2/3. They emptied the whole bullpen, and were even with the Dodgers through 11 innings. And if they would have gotten that 1 hit, they would have won the game. They played great from 9th through 11, but they were in it the whole time with their number 5 starter against the number 1. And now all of a sudden you turn around the next day with Clayton Kershaw, who the Padres have done pretty well against as of late, or at least at the very end of last season, going up against the Padres number 1 Cy Young candidate.
I can tell you, it was so late that I did kind of doze off, and I thought I was dreaming.
Well, you have to work, right?
Yeah, I kind of work a little bit,
The podcast isn't paying all the bills, even though
Not all
it's
of
global.
them. Not yet.
Even though it's going global.
Even though we're global. So I kind of just take a little cat nap, right? And I wake up, and I thought I was dreaming when you had Cronenworth pitching to David Price, hitting right-handed, and hitting a ball to Musgrove playing left field.
And he made the play.
But I'm like, am I still? Am I dreaming? Am I awake? And then I'm like, yes. Wow, this is okay. Wow. Then here comes Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Which leads to the Crone Dog.
Cronenworth just throwing the hard sinker, getting the K on Betts.
Like it was nothing. You see him walk. Oh, he's walking off the mound, and he flips he wanted that ball.
Yeah.
It's his first major league strikeout.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts, not a bad strikeout.
So it's not a bad game when you got 12 innings, you've got benches clearing, you've got pitchers from the Dodgers blowing kisses at the Padres players when they hit them. That was insane. So that was a guy, the pitcher for the Dodgers has no idea what's been happening with the Padres because Mateo's been hit like 14 times this season. And that's why Mateo was like, you got to be kidding me. I got hit again. Like, I'm not standing on the plate. So he wasn't doing anything to the Dodgers pitcher. He's like, can I just not have a bruise after one game?
Right.
And he looks up, and that's what he has to see. And you know what? He didn't back down, and the Dodgers pitcher came at him.
Right. I mean,
the Dodgers pitcher walked to the baseline.
Yeah, well, if you're trying to pick a fight, Mateo's really not a dude you want to mess with, though.
Yeah, well, the weird thing is I think of Mateo as the small, fast guy, and then Tingler was standing next to him like, dude, Mateo's
big.
Yeah.
He's big. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to, pick a, the pitcher probably went, hey, oh, wait a minute. Where's my team? Okay.
Yeah. My favorite part of it, like, the bullpens, about 10 minutes later, they all come like running into the field. I'm like, you do know that this is all over now.
Yeah,
but Muncy came in and grabbed the pitcher, if I remember correctly, and just carried him away.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck are you doing, Rook?
Well, and if anything, the old saying is you let a sleeping dog sleep. You don't want to say that little scrum right there gets the pot. You get Machado fired up.
Oh, he
right. You get
yesterday.
Tatis fired. You get Hosmer fired up.
They were good.
I mean, I'm telling you what, man. Even though it's a loss in the standings, you're proving, because that's really what you have to do. You have to prove that you can beat the Dodgers.
Well, now it doesn't matter who comes in first or second.
No, you already know one of those two teams is going to be the wild card.
Yeah.
There's nobody else in the league, in the National League, that is going to be a viable.
Yeah,
push
unless
to where
there's a massive amount of injuries for one team, like the Padres are kind of going through right now, and the Dodgers are going to miss Bellinger for quite a while with a broken leg,
hairline fracture. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I just you don't have to. Well, it would be great if you go out and you take the series with them, right? It was 19 games, so if we win 10 and they win 9, well, hey, we took the series from them. What you just proved is, look, we can play with you.
anybody can win. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we turn it around and we start winning these games, you're in trouble.
You're one pitch away from a loss, Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're one pitch.
They were literally.
Literally, how many times were they one pitch away from losing the game?
And when the Padres get that hit, that's when, like, at some point in this season, they're going to get that hit. And that's going to completely flip the whole thing. So right now, the Dodgers are like, yeah, we beat them again. We don't care. It was a close game, but we came out on top just like we expected. But if today the Padres get that hit and they win that game, it changes the mentality of how the Dodgers play, and they'll start playing a little more timidly. And so,
well, I still question that the Dodger. I mean, yeah, everyone they run out there is great, but I wish I would see the Dodgers just get smoked one time, like 9-0.
yeah, aren't they 12-2 or something like that?
Yeah,
This year?
I mean, I just want to see them get smoked,
They don't
and
have
then see how they react. It was almost like when Strauss got drafted. He was so dominant that they go, we want to actually see him fail to see how he reacts to adversity. I mean, he was untouchable. I want to see what the Dodgers do when they go out and get smoked and see how they react. That would tell me more about their team, because right now all they're doing is winning, so you're not seeing the flaws.
You're not going to see the infighting.
Yeah, you're not going to see that, fight in the dugout.
Although Justin Turner, I think, got in somebody's face in the game last night. I mean,
Good for him.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy that's gonna.
I like him.
Yeah, he's the guy that's gonna do it. He's gonna turn it around.
Yeah, he's on fire. But
before we jump into other things, there was my favorite part of the game was in the 8th inning last night.
Mm-hmm.
And Machado came to the plate, and the Dodgers shifted. They had 3 guys on the left side and a first baseman, and they had a pitcher throwing like 98. And
is that good?
Only when it moves like whoa.
Yeah.
By the way, the Padres faced two pitchers with 0 ERA going into last night and scored on both of them.
It's the little victories.
So, and I think that was Trinan and Jansen. They're 2 best relievers.
Yeah.
My favorite part though was in the 8th. Machado comes up, they shift, and he ended up hitting a rocket into right center.
Mm-hmm.
But he was going the other way to beat the shift.
Beating the shift.
Right. And then Myers comes up, and I think Machado had stole second, and they were still shifting. And he gets a hanging breaking ball, but he didn't try to pull it. He tried to go with the shift, and he ended up hitting through the hole on the right side. A little closer to there, but, I mean, he didn't get inside as much as he wanted. But he didn't try to hit a home run on the hanging curveball. He tried to just get on base because they needed to score, I think, 2 runs. Mm-hmm. And then Profar comes up, and the same thing. They shifted. Now they had the hole wasn't as big on the left side, but he was only thinking left side, and he hit the double down the left field line that scored Myers from first. Mm-hmm. And it was just amazing. They just said, we need base runners. We're going to beat the shift.
Right.
And then Campusano come up, and he didn't realize what the other 3 guys did. But
didn't get the memo from the dugout, huh?
Yeah. But it was really refreshing to see, you know what? I'm just going to take what you're giving me because you're giving it to me.
Well, and that's the thing that we've talked about is how do you beat the shift? Well, hit the other way. Make them play you straight up.
Right.
Right?
If I'm going into the 8th inning and we're losing, the field looks smaller. Right. If everybody's spread out across the field, it's like there's no holes for me to hit the ball in. I feel like, you're like, okay, I got to hit the ball hard. I got to hit a gap. I got, it adds a little bit of pressure. But when you walk up to the plate and you see like, ta-da!
Yeah, you got 2 guys on the left side of the field.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look, I have a place I can get a hit.
Mm-hmm. You just gave that hitter options.
And they're not pitching away from it. Right?
Which is they're
still just pitching the same.
That's what cracks me up. Is they figure, okay, well, this guy always we're gonna throw him regular and he's gonna hit it there. But then like in that situation when you're the score of the game and the inning and all that, and you pull a shift, hey, I'll just take that. Why not? I mean, and that was a really good inning of the Padres' back control and understanding the zone, and finding that hole that they basically gave you. They gave it to you.
They're like, okay, if you can hit it here, you can have it. And you know what? They said, well, we'll take it. And it happened multiple times in the game. Multiple players they're like, you're going to give me it. You're going to throw me away. You're going to give me the whole.
There it is.
I can hit a ground ball. Yeah. I mean, it's just batting practice, right? It's like
they weren't in a situation where one swing was going to tie the game. So let's get base runners. Let's knock it in. And they end up tying it. So.
Yeah, so the game was amazing. The Padres lost. Dodgers won. Congrats to the Dodgers.
Good job, Dodgers.
Hope you lose your next 20.
Sarcasm.
But I have to tell you, it was just a blast to watch.
Yeah, so much for speeding up the game.
I know. I look up. I'm like, it's 11 o'clock right now. What the heck?
It's 12 o'clock right now. The announcer's, all right, good morning, everybody.
At one time, the announcer goes, "Hey, and tomorrow we got Kershaw." Wait a minute, that's today. We have Kershaw versus Darvish.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You can't speed up a game that's as good as this was. Why are you gonna go? Hey, can we hurry this up?
Yeah, it wasn't like watching the games where Blake Snell was throwing a whole bunch of balls, and it's just like, is this game ever going to end? This one was on the edge of the seat, exciting.
Well, this wasn't.
The pitchers were throwing.
This wasn't Colorado versus Baltimore.
Yeah,
and freezing weather. I mean, this was Padres Dodgers
edge of
Friday night. finally have stands back at home. But I'll move in here. Don't tell me I have to go home. Look at this. This is amazing.
The next game starts in like less than 24
Some people
hours.
season tickets go, hey, just turn the stadium lights out. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And they're like, well, you have to leave because you're sitting in a different seat tomorrow.
You guys serve breakfast here?
Just order it on the app. You can get it in 6 hours.
Hey, I got Uber Eats. Do you let them in? That's funny.
Pick up at gate C.
I'm the one wearing the Padre hat. I'm gonna lose it. Sorry.
Well, there's the other thing about the game. Looking in the stands, how many people bought the brown gear? Like, the Padres must have made so much money on gear because there were 15,000 Padre fans in the stands, and none of them were wearing like the gray, blue, and orange.
No, it's all new stuff.
Everybody's buying all the new stuff.
I was totally tripping out. You know, there's a vaccinated section, right?
Yeah.
So if you're fully vaccinated and you can show it, you can sit closer to people. Yay! I'm looking and I go, wait a minute, is this? Oh no, that they're vaccinated.
All right.
Hey, everybody's socially distanced, vaccinated over here. Check me out, hanging out.
Let's
crack it up.
All right, so I want to get into the things that happened in Major League Baseball last week, but first,
Yeah.
more rule changes for different leagues. Are you ready for this?
Makes me sick.
Did you hear about them?
I heard of a few of them. Yes.
Okay, so the first one I don't like at all, but
Go for it.
in the Atlantic League, they're going to move the mound back 1 foot for half a season to see how it affects the game.
Oh,
I thought they were trying to speed the games up. The pitchers are going to throw more balls.
they're going to throw. Well, the velocity is going to go down.
Well, the velocity stays the same, but it's because of the extra foot. It'll
The reaction
essentially
time.
be like it's a 1.5 miles per hour slower.
Okay. No. There's no need for that. There's zero need.
Yeah, it's a complete waste.
It's a
Like,
waste.
If you're trying to speed up the game, why are you going to do something that makes pitchers throw more balls?
Well, statistically, you have a 50-50 chance of making contact and a 95% chance of getting out if it's a ground ball.
Right. But they're only doing it for half the season. The second half of the season
No.
goes back to 60 feet, 6
Well,
inches.
what it is a stat nerd going through a stack of stuff going, oh, well, if you back it up a foot, you can take 4 seconds off. Stop it. Just stop.
The problem
Back
is
the mound up.
pitchers have trouble throwing strikes from 60 feet, 6
Right.
inches. What are they going to do from 61?
Walk more.
And who's changing these mounds? Who's building the mound a foot farther back?
You know the grounds crew's like, really, bro?
And then we're going to change it back?
Thanks.
And what about the high school game that's on Saturday when we're on the road? Do they have to throw from a foot back too?
Just don't tell them.
Are they just gonna have the plywood mound with the fake grass
my
on it and just
God.
like move it back and forth?
I can understand that if you're at like one of those parks, but jeez, come on, just stop. I don't like it.
So I thought that was really interesting, but they're actually doing one that's kind of interesting. I thought yeah, it's really cool. It's a hybrid AL DL thing.
Okay, go for it.
AL NL thing.
What you got?
So they're making a modification to the DH rule.
Yep.
The DH will only be in effect as long as the starting pitcher's in the game. So when the starting pitcher comes out, you have your DH, your whatever guy's going to hit for the pitcher as the DH. As soon as you take the starter out, you lose your DH. And now you have to let your pitcher pitch or pinch hit or make double switches. So you get a combo of an AL and NL ball, which means some guy is going to hit 1 or 2 times every game. So it'll be like pinch hitting. And you'd have to change the whole way your roster's constructed.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, well, say you're the DH and you're the home team, and the pitcher gets shelled, and they pull him in the first inning before you've even hit.
Right, but think about this, right? So you've got the guys that DH. Let's say your normal first baseman's DHing.
Okay.
So can you, when you pull the pitcher, can you put him in the game and put the pitcher in the new pitcher in the spot of the guy that your backup? So you were giving the guy a little breather for 3 innings.
No.
Can you double switch that way?
No. If I heard it correctly, the DH is in effect as long as the starting pitcher's in the game.
That's
so if
true.
the starting pitcher comes out in the 6th inning, then the pitcher goes into that spot.
That's what they said.
Right.
But what if you put the pitcher in a different spot? What if you double switched?
If he's still in the playing field?
Yeah.
If he's still in the playing field, then he's still in the game.
What if you first move the DH to pitcher for one pitch, and then put your pitcher in another spot?
Can't do that.
Why not? You telling me that you can't put a player into play?
So you're going no.
So if I put the DH
you're
into
take
pitch,
the DH into pitch, and the pitcher goes plays a position.
he can't because he has to come out of the game.
Well, no, but then you have to take a player out to put the pitcher in the field because you're
for one pitch,
introducing
and then you swap him.
But then you got to bring somebody else in.
No, because the DH is now on the field. He's playing. He's pitching. So now you bring.
Yeah, for one pitch,
Yeah.
and then you're going to pull him.
Yeah, because they don't have the 3-batter rule in the Atlantic League.
For all you watching this, this is stupid.
Yes, it is. So I'm already trying to figure out ways to break the rule.
It's
But
just
anyways,
dumb.
so what they're trying to do is make it so
Combine
you
it.
have an American League and a National League at the same time.
A universal deep. I'm going to throw up on this microphone. This is just dumb. Don't.
It's horrible, right?
Major League Baseball. I know you watch the podcast. Don't. You're welcome.
And then their third thing, they're going to be using automated pitching, automatic balls,
Strike
automated
zone.
balls and strikes,
Mhm.
and they're switching from a 3D strike zone to a 2D. So the strike zone will only be at the front of the plate,
Okay.
in a box at the front of the plate,
Right.
at a certain percentage of a batter's height. So it has nothing to do with how your stance is. So they take a percentage of your height, and that becomes your strike zone. And then they pipe the balls and strikes into the umpire's ear,
Right.
and he calls it based on whatever the computer says.
Oh, dear Lord.
But
Could
if you go down there in an extreme crouch, a ball at your eyes could be a strike.
be a strike because you're 6'7".
Yes.
I'm gonna throw up again. This is dumb. The whole point is you establish the strike zone. That lets the pitcher know that's where the strike zone is. If you're magically appearing, say, okay, well he's 6'2", so this is a strike zone, and then you get into a different stance, and it stays the same based on your height. Dumb.
That changes the whole rule
Everything.
it changes the rules of the game.
How are you going to know where the strike zone is? But hey, guess what? The umpire will never be wrong because you go, well, according to his height. Now you have to have your BMI to go hit. I mean,
Hey, maybe you can see if they were doing the 3D zone, maybe they could see when an elbow drops into the zone and gets hit by a
Right.
pitch.
jeez. I mean, okay, like, we hang out and we come up with crazy ideas and stuff. Whoever's in Major League Baseball, whoever's in that room, I want to know what you're eating, what you're drinking, how much sleep you don't get, because these ideas are never going to work. You're going to ruin the game, and as a purist, you're starting to lose me.
Do you think the Players Association would ever approve a height-adjusted strike
Oh,
zone?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, we poor Aaron Judge, right? His strike.
6'8". I have to get in this crouch so that I can hit a ball.
Well, think about this. So Mookie Betts is kind of short,
Sort of.
but he hits straight up, right? So his strike
he
zone
is
might
height deficient.
his
yeah.
strike zone might actually shrink from the real strike zone because he stands straight up when he hits.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying there? Maybe?
I think I would screw up my own strike zone. I would forget. Oh,
Well, how would a pitcher know where the top of the strike zone is?
does he have to stand there for a minute?
Do they like visualize it? Do they like put a little smoke and a laser that draws the square on the front of the plate?
See how we talk about it? It's cool. An idea will never happen. Never make the news. Never make the Atlantic League to go, hey, try this out.
You have a little smoke machine on the underneath home plate that shoots smoke up, and a laser that shows the strike zone, like on a MLB 21 or MLB The Show 20. So you can, like, the strike zone's there, and then it fades out before every pitch.
Can you imagine it? Can you imagine as you get older? Well, his strike zone is shrinking.
And everybody, instead of thinking, like, you know how everybody
He
says
used to be 6'4".
well, you know how on their everybody's baseball cards, they're like 2 inches taller. Now everybody's like 5'2".
Everybody has their scientific height, and they're like, man, I have to say I'm 5'8". 5'10" looks so much better.
It's like Spud Webb. You used to be 6 foot. Now you're 5'4".
Well,
You gotta love these rules, right?
Wow, I seriously, what are they drinking? And who says, hey, that's a good idea?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, good
no,
idea.
it's not. No.
All right. So last night, I think Kyle Schwarber played in his 4th game of the year, coming off the COVID list.
Right.
He comes up in a 0-0 game in the bottom of the ninth and hits a mammoth 463 foot
Absolute
walk-off.
tank. Absolute tank. I bet that fell. So because he's kind of struggling a little bit, and just getting back into it. New team, going from the Cubs to the Nats. Absolutely destroyed that ball.
You can't hit a ball harder than that.
No, dude, that was pretty damn. It was a beautiful swing. Hammered.
Yes.
1-0. That's the thing. 0-0 game. 1-0. Scherzer started that game, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
Scherzer did something pretty amazing this week. He passed Cy Young on the strikeouts list at 2,798.
That's pretty damn good.
Cy Young has 500 wins. Like plus.
Yeah.
He didn't stop at 500. He kept going.
No. I think that was one of the rules or records we said would never be broke. The wins record.
Yeah, that one's going to be rough. But you know what they might do, because they like changing rules. I think wins, to qualify for a win, you might only need to throw 2 innings so that they could
just be listed as the starting pitcher.
Yeah, whoever starts the game, if your team wins, you get it. Then you might have a chance if you could pitch 500 games.
Wow.
Maybe Charlie Huff. Maybe we can go back and revise Charlie Huff's
Break
career.
out the knuckleballs. Yeah. 500 wins.
Could you imagine just having your team, whatever team you play for, win 500 games that you pitched? Not the fact that you pitched 500 games, but your team actually won 500 games when you pitched. How many games did they win that he didn't get the win?
Right. How many no decisions did he get?
Yeah.
It's usually about like 15%.
Well,
So that's like probably 600 games.
that was a different time.
Yeah. But still.
Pitchers went.
Pitcher is you're the pitcher and you
Yeah.
went 9 innings.
Yeah, and you did it every day
Yeah.
until your arm fell off.
Yeah. Way to go, Scherzer.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
That's all the case.
But as cool as those 2 things were,
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Acuna Jr. All right, 13 games,
Mm-hmm.
52 at bats.
Mm-hmm.
He leads the league with 23 hits.
Pretty good.
Leads the league with 7 homers,
Uh-huh.
17 runs,
Yep.
14 RBIs,
Okay.
and 6 doubles. All lead the league or Major League Baseball.
It's pretty damn good.
He has a 1,000 slugging percentage
That's good.
and a 1492 OPS. So he's got almost a 500 on base percentage too.
So this is what we like to call video game stats. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah, so that was funny because one of his players said, and when is he going to move to the next level?
Oh, when's he level up?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they showed the dugout, and he's like this. They're like playing the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the most amazing
And
starts in the
this
history.
is, as a player, when you get into one of these grooves, you are invincible. I mean, you don't even have to look at the ball. Just, hey, what's going on? And there's a double. It doesn't matter where the pitch is, what pitch, who's throwing, whatever. Everything you touch is just scorched. And everything that you don't scorch finds a hole. you literally feel like, I wonder what kind of hit I'm going to get right now.
He's 23 for 52.
That's good.
That's only
Pretty damn good.
That's only 6 at bats from hitting 500.
And yeah,
That's 13 games.
that's just one of those streaks, man.
Almost the 10th of the season.
You're just locked in. Whatever he's doing, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's where guys like this carry a team.
Why do you pitch to him?
Because you want to see what he'll do next.
No.
Or you go, I got to,
I think you just Mateo him, man.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get him out. And the only way to try to figure how I would do that is, I'm going to do this. Nope, got to hit. I'm going to do this. Nope, got to hit. And eventually,
I disagree. You try to win the game, and right now, he's the only guy that's beating you.
well, yeah, the one way to get that mindset of invincibility is throwing behind it, and that makes you think a little bit because you get locked in. You don't think, you just go up and do it. If I can make that hitter think by throwing 96 in your ribs, or brushing you back, making you dance, all those other baseball cliches, get in your kitchen, and make you think, then hopefully I'll take you out of your groove. But if not, he's just going to keep tearing it up.
Yeah, I just dose him.
Video game stats.
See if he likes getting up off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way. It's the only way.
How's the ball smell?
He has 13 home runs and doubles out of his 23 hits.
So 50% of his hits are for extra base hits. That's good. You're driving the ball.
Well,
You're
I
crushing.
didn't write down if he had any triples.
Well, I'm just saying extra base hits, just that you have listed.
Yeah.
So let's figure 50%, right?
Yeah. Okay, off the cup.
Oh God, go for it.
We're gonna end this
It's
one.
not a cup check.
Ooh.
Is it a cup check, or just an off the cup question?
I guess it depends how I phrase it.
Okay.
What does the ratio 20-1 have in common
20-1 is a gear oil mix.
in terms of baseball?
Oh, in baseball, 20-1. Typically, it's used in a strikeout to walk ratio,
Not in this case.
or innings to hits given up ratio.
That's really close, but not in this case. If I were to say in relation to the White Sox and Padres, would that help you?
White Sox and Padres, 20-1.
Yes.
Ooh, nope.
That was really close to
No.
answering.
No. Oh. I see what you did there. God, genius. 20-1.
Yes. No hitters by the White Sox versus the Padres after Rodon threw his no hitter this week.
Rodon. I mean, you're like, who? Yeah, the guy that we've been rooting for, hoping for, has all this potential for the last few years. Now he's a journeyman guy, comes out. No, the White Sox have thrown 20 no-hitters.
20 no hitters.
And the Padres have one. And you know what? We like our one. Okay? We like Joe Musgrove.
Yeah, and they had a really nice ceremony before the game. A little bit boring, but it was the picture was nice, so they gave Musgrove a plaque with a jersey and the lineup card, and then they said all the players signed the jersey. And my thought was, Tatis was on the DL. Did he sign the jersey?
Yeah.
And then
Just
did
Fernando
Musgrove
did that.
go, dude, this would have been worth more if Tatis signed it.
Hey, Fernando.
I mean, are you allowed to sign the jersey if you're not on the
After the
active
fact?
if you're not on the active roster?
I don't think there's rules for this one.
But it was that
Is a team.
specific game.
Yeah.
And he wasn't allowed to play, so does he sign the jersey? I don't think he does. I don't think he can. So the jersey just went down in value.
Great. Greatest piece of memorabilia. Now it's worthless.
Because it's all tied to that game.
It's all about Fernando.
So do you think he signed it?
Yes, I think he did.
Oh, I think we need to.
I think we need to investigate.
We need to tweet
Ding,
Musgrove
ding,
and
ding,
find
ding,
out
ding.
if it was only
Did he sign it?
if everybody in the dugout got to sign it, or if it was just the players that were on.
We're
the
going to have to
active roster.
exhume the jersey.
Did the manager sign it?
Usually, yes.
Did he sign it in the sweet spot?
Okay. Where's the sweet spot on a jersey?
It looked like they only signed the numbers, so there's got to be like on the edge of the four.
Yeah, it's on the tackle 12 part.
Well, it's the back. They did the back.
That's
with
what I'm
the
saying.
Musgrove.
I mean, you got.
So
the
does he
numbers.
sign a letter, or does he sign like the line of the 4, like it's a baseball, and just do it really big so nobody else can sign? Because that's what managers do.
Yeah, I would go jersey material underneath the number. That would be my sweet spot on the jersey. I don't know. I've never.
It looked like they only signed the numbers, but
Yeah.
it was a really nice plaque and a really boring speech. But it was nice. It was nice. And the Dodgers fans sitting there complaining that they were doing it. Like, there's pictures of Dodgers fans not paying attention.
How dare they?
If you're a baseball fan and somebody threw a no-hitter and they're getting an award, you should at least
If you're
clap.
if there's a ceremony, you're watching that.
Yeah. You should clap. Dodgers fans. Ugh.
Jersey sweet spot.
Although I do have some friends who are Dodger fans, and we can still talk because it's okay to disagree.
It's okay that you look terrible in blue. No big deal. It's up to you.
I don't know. I look pretty good in my Brooklyn Dodgers hat. It was Jackie Robinson Day this week. I had to wear my hat on the 15th.
Okay, speaking of that, can we put the names on the jerseys, please?
No, because the whole point is everybody is the same.
Well, then if that's...
You can't tell the difference between Kim and Machado.
No, but when I'm watching the other team and I got no clue.
Well, you got to rely on the announcers. Don't put it
What
on...
if the announcers don't know?
Don't put it on mute. And you're just going to think it's whoever they say it is anyways. Just make it up.
Yeah. But can we just... Maybe just initials. Put in the initials on the sleeve. Or here's a novel concept. Put their real number on the sleeves.
Then they wouldn't all be the same.
The backs would.
Yeah, but
The fronts would. Give them a sleeve.
No.
Help us out.
Uh-uh.
I'm like, who's that guy?
Uh-uh. We're all 42. Just ask Pee Wee Reese. You saw the movie?
Yeah, I did. He's such a good actor.
Pee Wee Reese?
Yeah, I liked him when he was a quarterback in Friday Night Lights.
What?
It's the same dude. It's the same dude. He's awesome.
All right, man. We've got 2 more games of the Padres series coming up. We got some good matchups. It's going to be fun to watch.
Man, Saturday night, Kershaw, Darvish. That's a party waiting to happen, dude.
You know the most disappointing thing about the season?
What's the most disappointing?
The Padres and Dodgers can't play each other in the World Series.
That's true. That's true. But you got 18 more games.
Because you know the World Series will be the NLCS or the division series.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of an American League team that is just like so dominant. And there isn't one. There really isn't a dominating American League team. They're good teams. But like dominate. I don't see it.
Are you sure it's not going to be Tony La Russa's White Sox?
I don't see it.
Your mean Mercedes
I think-
hitting bombs and Rodon throwing no-hitters.
But what that does do is create a really good AL playoff where those games are going to be real competitive. They're going to be competitive. But I think I would bet, if I were a betting man, that the World Series champion will be from the National League this year. That's my bet.
Well, yeah, unless teams get decimated by injuries, that's a good bet.
And there's captive positive, yeah. No, regardless. It's coming from me,
Regardless.
Regardless. You can put a pretty good, solid effort on a bet on that one.
Speaking of bets, did you go place a bet on our off the cup champion?
Who was it again?
I don't know. We'll have to go back and listen.
It might have been.
We'll have to go back and listen.
Yeah. Well, I had the list, and then we did the move.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we'll find it.
We'll have to go
That'd
back and
be the
listen
homework
to the
for
podcast.
next week. Maybe we'll do it midweek
Ooh,
and just
that
go.
would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Now that we have our own Studio 22 with the real 22 studios, we could do midweek podcasts.
Yay! I'm sure you'd love having me over.
I think it's great.
Well-
I got a refrigerator right over there.
Yep. We
It's
got to
full.
stock that.
It's full.
Good.
It's full. All right, man. What time is it? Great day today.
Yeah.
What time is it?
I guess it's time to sign off.
All righty.
That one there, folks. We're out of here.
Woo! are still recording. What up, people? Post game show.